Hi, welcome to Strixhaven Ilandara. I am your DM, Emerson. Joining me today, we have Carly, Deja, and Dylan, Trent, Alexa, and Emily. Emily's having some camera issues right now, so we will be having their token as their face today. They're playing Giuseppe. We also have Alexa playing Astrid. I already introduced everyone, but Alexa's Astrid, Trent is Syntax, Deja is Kaethna, Dylan is Ryza, and Carly is Evelina. We are in the middle of a dungeon. We are crawling through the underbelly of the Quandrix campus looking for an eldritch monstrosity. You guys just managed to get through a puzzle established by Tanazir Quandrix to protect the things below his campus, but then you're seeing the effects of this eldritch monstrosity kind of bleeding in, and you guys have a feeling you're going to be mainly encountering weird, corrupt things from here on out. Probably not the traditional puzzles that the Founding Dragon originally intended to be down here. You guys had a tough fight against some sort of metallic constructs. They're still standing around the room, but completely inert after you guys solved the puzzle and got the Fibonacci spiral all the way across the room because math. And then, yeah, you guys just took a short rest. You can opt to take a longer rest if you would like, but realistically, you guys have only really been in this dungeon for a little over maybe 2 hours now because of the long rest. You guys did venture into the dungeon at the beginning of the weekend, so you do have some days before people start thinking that you're missing. But yeah, you are currently with Aegon, your demigod friend. You have Animo, who's may or may not be related to the eldritch monstrosity in the basement, and the mind mage, the Quandrix mind mage, who is here to kind of help you all not go insane. I said Quandrix mind mage. I'm sorry, Auric. There's a Q in it, so my brain just flipped out. Auric, definitely big difference. You guys have theories of who might be this Orc agent, but you don't know. Last session, you learned that this Orc agent can kind of freely read minds, but they can't read Syntax's mind, which seems to stick with the trend of Syntax being unmind readable. But they also kind of whispered to Syntax, like, hey, I know what you're trying to do with undermining like me destroying the pillar under here, which is one of their goals. So like, how about you don't do that and you just let me do it? Cool. Awesome. And it kind of revealed to Syntax that the reason why they know about all of this is because Syntax told you guys. If Syntax had kept that plan in their mind, well, it would have been safe because they can't read Syntax's mind. And then also kind of encouraged Syntax and whatnot to be honest with allies after sort of talking in private.
Well, yeah, we had like a healthy conversation afterwards.
Yeah, it was weirdly healthy. It was weirdly healthy. All things considered. Essentially, the Orc agent was just saying, like, yeah, we know that we're not the best person, but they didn't use we. They didn't pluralize themselves. I just did that by accident there. But yeah,
Legion.
we are, yeah, we are Legion.
We are Venom.
Oh my god. Okay. But you guys just finished your long rest. This huge cavern has an entrance, or an exit, I should say, far in the bottom left, down here. And you guys fell in from the sky, way high up above. You are in a massive cavern. There's glowing and floating crystals, a lot like in the other cavern. And the walls still have a little bit of that sort of pulsing iridescent light to it. I'm going to sneeze. Hold on.
Bless you. Bless you.
Okay. We are good. I got some dental work done, so that kind of hurt a little bit, actually. But, okay. Let's get going. Do you guys decide to venture further into the dungeon, or is there anything you guys would like to do in here before we, well, venture further into the dungeon?
Is everyone ready to go? healed up. Any words before we all go into the spooky wet area?
I'd say mostly yes.
All good here.
Aegon, are you all right? You kind of like...
Yeah, so Aegon did
Are
fall.
you awake still? I'm like snapping his face.
Yeah, he's awake. He gives you 2 thumbs up. Remember, I had a lot of caffeine. As a reminder, he's pretty sure if he falls asleep or falls unconscious, he will just spontaneously not be in this plane of existence anymore. So he's only as helpful as he stays conscious. But yeah. Next is not next, sorry, I was already going into like initiative mindset. Next is no, we're good. What do you guys want to do? Is anything before you go? Not Aegon, sorry. The orc agent did find a cool spear buried in the ground that is essentially a massive shard of crystal that when you throw it, it turns into a bolt of lightning. It's a lance that is essentially Zeus's lightning bolt. Yeah. So you guys do have that. It does not require attunement. So you can use that, but you can only use it once per long rest. Yeah. Further on down the hallway, it looks like how it has looked for much of this, which is that kind of winding, dark corridor. The crystal that was blocking it seems to have cracked open, revealing the way. Does anyone want to lead the way down here?
Astrid, I think you would be great up front.
Now everyone's trying to get Astrid killed. Got it.
Look, I would go up front, but I can't see that well.
No,
That is
I'll
true.
go up front.
And last time I went up front, me and Evie fell a very long way.
Yes,
So I
we
think
wouldn't
it's
want
your
a repeat of
turn.
that. I'm happy to go up front.
Fantastic. I'll be right behind. There
Emerson,
we go.
Yes.
can you add Kay and Bryce?
Yeah, sorry, we're about to leave this map. That's the only reason I didn't add them to the map yet.
Thank you.
So don't worry, this map is not where we're gonna be anymore. I just have us on here because it's where I have us right now. But yeah. As you guys trek on down this hallway, it's similar to what you guys have seen in the past. I already gave that description, so I don't need to give it again. Sorry, I'm a little out of it. As you're walking, this sort of weird pervasive heaviness to the air starts permeating. It almost feels like the air, almost like it has a high humidity, but the humidity feels thicker than normal. Like it's not necessarily water that's adding to this moisture, but something more sinister. Its thickness comes from almost an emotional feeling to it, as well as the actual just humidity of the air. It also doesn't help that it is blisteringly cold. Not a warm humidity, but a freezing, just emo mist. Yeah. But again, it's not that it's misty, but it feels almost like you're moving through a sludge, like the air has thickened. Along with it, you find yourselves, just in general, I'm not making you guys roll for this or anything, but you find your thoughts a little bit more fleeting. It's a little bit harder to stay thinking about a singular topic. You find yourself sort of wandering a bit, and even just as you're walking down the hallway, it goes from thinking about how thick the this air is and how uncomfortable it is to, wow, it is cold. You know, maybe I should have brought a jacket. Do I have good jackets right now? I don't know. Like, it really is that, like, you're overtired, and now it's almost like if you don't have ADHD, now you do kind of energy. And at first, it leads to interesting conversations as you're walking. As per usual, this tunnel seems to go on a little uncomfortably too long. You've been walking for maybe about 10 minutes, again, spiraling downwards. At least this time around, there is a slight curve to the pathway in a circle, so you get the feeling that you're going down that way instead of before where it just slowly started curving and getting steeper and steeper. However, who's in front? Astrid, correct? Cool. Do we have like a pseudo marching order or anything like that? Who's behind Astrid? Yeah. How about let's start with
Syntax.
that. Syntax.
Just because that's Astrid. What we agreed. We said Astrid and Syntax.
Okay. And then I imagine Syntax would probably want the orc person near them. Just because I don't think Syntax trusts them to be in the backpack. Is that a safe assumption?
Yeah.
Okay, so then we'll say the orc. Okay, Kay's bringing up the rear. I feel like Animo is probably lurking near Kay because Animo knows Kay the best out of the group, so he's probably in the back with you. Animo being in just like a tank top is like he full on has goosebumps like across all of his arms. Like he's not shivering yet, but you can see that it's that point of like you're not comfortable. And again, it's at that point where none of you are shivering yet, but it is definitely uncomfortably cold. After the auric agent, Riza, Evelina, Giuseppe, who wants to be kind of in the middle of the pack?
Riza behind the auric.
Okay, Riza behind the auric, and then probably, what am I saying? I feel like Giuseppe would have mandated going second, no?
I know, that's what I was trying to say, but I realized I was muted. Yeah, Giuseppe would definitely want to be as close to Astrid as possible. Yeah.
So Giuseppe's like vying for second place next to Syntax.
You know what, Giuseppe? Okay. If you're gonna get this close to me, why don't you go in front? You're a shorty.
He's short, but like the hair is still surprisingly difficult to see around. But he turns his head too fast, it kind of whacks you. But okay, so then next is Riza. Then after Riza will probably be Aegon, then Evelina, then of course Animo, then Kaerthna. Cool. Good to know. Astrid, you feel weird. I want you to roll a survival check for me.
You're dead.
You're just following the hallways forward, but roll a survival check for me. I'm going to have everyone roll this, but I'm going in order of our line.
I'm scared.
That is an 18. Okay, yeah. Astrid, you're doing well. You turn around. The group's still following you, all that. Syntax, I would like... Giuseppe, I would like you to roll a survival check for me.
Okay. Survival.
Actually, it will be easier if everyone rolls it at once. It doesn't work going one by one. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Kay just subtly warming her clothes the whole time. Yeah, Kay's fine.
I got a 14.
Okay.
6.
That's what I like to see.
Wow.
I know, me too.
Even though they're like third in line?
Yes. Not to be weird. Order of line does help, but I'm only reducing the difficulty by 1 per order in line. So we will see how this goes. So we have Astrid, Giuseppe, Kaerthna, Evelina, and Syntax got a 6. That's everybody. Let me roll for okay.
Wait, are we missing one more for Riza?
Yes, sorry, Riza, go for it. Oh no.
Oh, yes, it's still good.
Did you see Rise's roll?
I did not see Rise's roll. What was it?
It was a 14.
A 14. Okay.
I don't like when you laugh.
It'll be easier to say everyone who succeeds.
Oh.
Sorry, I have to think about
Oh,
order.
no.
18 is Astrid. Giuseppe is next. So far, Astrid succeeded. Giuseppe failed.
Oh my god.
Next is the Auric is Syntax. Syntax with your 6, you also failed. The Orc agent failed. Then after the Orc agent, we have that's 4.
Riza.
Riza rolled a what was yours again? I'm sorry.
14.
14. Riza actually succeeds.
Holy shit.
Because again, we're reducing DCs. There it is. It showed up now. Of course, right? Then after Riza is Animo. No, I'm sorry, Aegon. Aegon succeeded. Then we have Evelina. Evelina, you succeeded. You succeeded. Then we have Animo, who did not succeed. And then we have Kaerthana, who also did not succeed. So, everyone who succeeded, which is Astrid, Evelina, and Aegon. And
Riza also? Or?
Riza. Sorry.
Riza.
Sorry. Riza, Astrid, Evelina, and Aegon. You guys turn around to check on the group, and it is only you guys. You are walking in a straight hallway. You don't know where everyone else went, but it is only you guys here.
Can
You
I ask
me
you,
like
like,
SpongeBob
wave
caveman.
her
Like,
hand?
You all zoned
wave
out
her
for
hand.
just a second, right? Because again, your minds are kind of wandering. You just weren't thinking about your allies for a second. You're like, oh yeah, let's see where everyone is. Are we still heading? Is there going to be oh, there's 4 of us.
The fuck?
What was that, Deja?
Can
Okay. Alexa, yeah?
Can Astrid, like, just kind of swing her hand where Giuseppe and Syntax would have been standing to see if, like, they're just invisible?
Yeah. Your hand passes through air.
Fuck.
You
Well,
just hear
this
Aegon
is
being
not
like, oh,
good.
this is some fucked up shit. I don't like this.
Oh boy.
This is not good.
Meanwhile, everyone who failed, you take a moment and look around after just zoning out for a moment, and you are alone in this hallway.
Oh. That's it.
Again, the hallway hasn't changed or anything like that. You still know which way is forward, which way is back, but all of a sudden no one is around you. And it is terrifyingly silent. For Syntax, the only person without dark vision, you're also noticing that you've been walking for a while just following the wall with your hand. You don't know when it last was dark, but you're realizing, I haven't been relying on my sight for a while. Oh no, that means no one else is around. There's the slightest glow from the walls, from the iridescent kind of glow, so that, like, it's not entirely pitch black. You can see your own outline in darkness, but it's not enough to, like, actually... It still counts as darkness, if that makes sense. But you can see distantly, very, very faintly, like, which direction the hall goes.
Hello? And I'm just gonna stand there and wait.
What is anyone else doing who may or may not be separated?
Kay is going to try to grab her sending stone
That's
and
smart.
see if she can get in contact with Evie.
Okay, cool. As you pull that
She's
out, what was that?
Go ahead.
Sorry, I know we're having some internet issues, so if there's some give and take with the what is that, that's partly just because of that. But Evelina and Caerthana, both of you, I would like you to roll Arcana checks for me.
Oh boy. Ooh.
EV, that's an 18. That is a 15. That's actually pretty good. You do know from earlier experience that you definitely cannot use sending stones to message anyone outside of this area. And to message people in this area, it takes a decent amount of kind of tuning it in. Think of it as tuning a radio. But you're like kind of trying to find their mind, if that makes any sense. You're not able to get a message through Caerthana, but you do get this sort of itching feeling like, okay, Evie is still in here. Like there's still you're still in the same predicament, just not together, if that makes any sense. Evelina, you do kind of get the itching feeling of like, you just get the emotion of like kind of concern coming through, and maybe a little bit of fear, I don't know. Or whatnot, coming through from just you get this sense of Caerthana somewhere, kind of like, again, you get it from the Sending Stone, but you know that's the best you're going to be able to get through here, is kind of more of an emotional push. But the good news is that both of you know that you're both still in the same area. And for those of you were here last session, you guys tried to message sending stones to each other, just sort of in that one, some people in the big room, some people in the passageway to it, and it just straight up, you couldn't get it to work. It was another Arcana check, but you couldn't get it to work. So that might imply that you guys are closer than you think to each other, or you just got more lucky. So take that as you will. But yeah, Syntax calls out and says hello, and immediately you hear your own voice calling back to you. A little too delayed for it to be an echo. But you hear the same voice, hello. Its intonation just slightly different, more smug. Not quite a question, but a statement.
We're I guess now is oh no.
And then you hear back to you, oh no, in your voice, but now a question, where yours was a statement.
Oh no, confirming. Where is everyone else?
Everyone else?
This is... Yes, everyone, we were coming to see you.
I'm you.
No, you're not.
Syntax, roll a perception check for me.
No, I don't want to roll a perception check.
I mean, here's the thing. You can just close your eyes and choose not to.
I don't think Syntax is opening their eyes right now. I think they're just listening.
Okay. You hear movement around you. It sounds like footsteps. One footstep sounds a lot more crunchy than the other. Almost like one of their legs is not made of flesh.
Oh. No.
You get that
Are
horrible
they coming
feeling.
towards?
It's walking toward you, yeah. as it gets closer, you get that horrible feeling of like if someone holds a finger right on your forehead with your eyes closed, and you can still kind of feel that someone's finger is right there, right? You get this feeling that something is mere inches from your face. And sure enough, you feel the slightest exhale of someone standing just slightly too close. And then you hear very close, as if they're only an inch in front of you, "I'm you," in your voice. Meanwhile, Evelina, you are alone in a hallway. No, you succeeded. Never mind. You're not alone in a hallway. You're just standing in a hall with 3 other people very confused. What are you...
I will say she...
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, go on. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, what is your gang doing? And that goes for everyone who succeeded.
Well, she's definitely going to mention about, like, that connection with Kaerth and us. Like,
I think she tried to talk to me on the sending stone. It didn't go through, but I think she's still down there, down here. I think everyone else might still be down here somewhere.
It's
I
so
have
weird. They just disappeared.
They're still here?
Yeah, I think so. Don't know where though.
I might have something that probably won't work, but I better to try than not. Emerson, can I use one of the charges on the wand of secrets that Syntax gave me?
Yeah. Remind me what that wand does.
While holding it, you can use an action to expend one of its charges, and if a secret door or trap is within 30 feet of you, the wand pulses and points at the one nearest to you.
Okay, go for it.
It has 3 charges, and then it's just, I can...
Yeah,
It
you
just,
wave
it
it.
just reloads, yeah.
You wave the wand, and you're expecting it to like pulse and point toward a secret hallway. It pulses and sends out a ring entirely around you. Almost as if everything where you are is, quote, a secret. It seems as if the wand is almost broken, as it's kind of going haywire, like a spinning radar just freaking out, spinning around. However, the light seems to be taking on almost a shape in this air around you, as this energy from the wand is just pouring out more and more, as if it's trying frantically to expose this secret, but it just can't figure out how. And this sort of blue light coalesces into what almost looks like broken shards of something floating in the sky, or in the air, I should say, all around you. Sure enough, you count 1, 2, 3, 4 shards. Same number of people who are missing from your group.
Mm-hmm.
The blue light fades, and with it, these sort of shards floating in the sky, again, air, sorry, I keep on saying sky, floating in the air in this hallway also fade from view.
Were they kind of like floating in the air where those people were standing?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what to do with that.
Kaerth. Oh, sorry.
Was Astrid the only one able to see that, or
No, all of you saw it. Think of it like light pouring out of the wand, like you're pouring, glow stick liquid out, right? It's flowing around, it pools into these sort of almost looks like shards of glass that then sort of fade from view. Best way I can describe it. It's very cinematic and super cool in my mind, but I'm not giving it justice.
See it?
Meanwhile, Giuseppe. Where did Astrid go? You were looking at her. She's not there anymore.
I know.
Also, noticeably, other people aren't there either, but that doesn't matter as much.
Okay. So I think first I forget if he can cast, like, because I'm in the complete darkness, right?
You are. But you are an Eladrin, which means you do have dark
Yeah.
vision. So everything's just kind of black and white for you.
Okay. And I can't, like, see anything.
It's
looks
just a
like
hallway continuing forward and behind you. It's
Got
as
it.
if everyone else just vanished while you kept walking.
Okay. So I think first I would do. Can I do an investigation?
Yeah.
Like check, I guess.
Investigation is physical touch, so you're like feeling the walls, really examining things. Go for it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, let's see how bad this is. Oh! I got a 20.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
The walls feel eerily cold, and despite what you are seeing, they look like they're made out of stone, but they feel incredibly smooth. Almost as if they're, a piece of glass or a mirror.
Okay.
In fact, as you rub your hand across it, you see your own reflection for just a moment.
Okay.
And the reflection smiles back at you. You're not
great.
smiling.
Can I? Oh man.
Deja's face. I'm sorry. The grimace got me.
It's accurate.
This is pretty far-fetched, and you can tell me if this is not going to work, but could I don't know, could I try to do, like, a sleight of hand, like, some magic thing that I did for, like, syntax, and, that, like, when I showed them how I could navigate?
With your hair?
thing?
Yeah, give me a survival check with advantage.
Okay.
Because you're using your hair, which can always make you find your way back home.
Oh,
Use
I got
it
a
with
24. Okay.
24?
Holy shit!
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Your hair, instead of sort of pointing in the right direction, as you're looking more and more at this reflection of yourself, you think your reflection's eyes look like they're starting to sort of sink in, growing dark. But before you can really see what's happening, your hair pulls down over your own face.
My own hair?
Yes,
oh my
your
God.
own hair, as if it's kind of obstructing your view, and you're like, God, where? I don't like. You're trying to find your way back home, right? It always points your way back home. So you had advantage on this. So roll twice and take the better result.
Okay.
Because if you crit, even more stuff will happen.
No, I didn't.
Okay, so 24. 24 is still incredible.
Okay.
You're kind of fumbling around, unable to see, as this hair is literally just covering your face, and you're trying to.
And will it, like, if I can't push it out of my face?
It's magical. It's pulling down over your face. You can breathe, like you're fine, but it's like you asked it to point the direction of home, and it's essentially pointing in at you, right?
Okay.
It's kind of the way that it's doing. So it's like you're trying to pull it away, and it just like snaps back. Think like reverse static. So instead of it standing up, it's just constantly. So you're kind of struggling with this. You bumble around a bit on your feet, and then you feel your weight shift as you trip backwards over something. You feel yourself falling. You know your back is going to hit the wall behind you, but instead it feels like you almost crash through something. And all of you who succeeded see Giuseppe fall out of thin air and thud back into the hallway next to you all. Giuseppe, your hair releases you, and you see at least some of your friends.
Okay.
Including Astrid, actually.
Yeah, so...
Which is the key here, because Astrid is your home.
I'm gonna, like, brush my hair out of my face, like, panicked, and be like, where's Astrid?
Oh my god. Meanwhile, Kaerthana, you sent a sending stone to Evelina, a sending message. You get this sort of itching reply. Wait, hold on. Evelina is... Hold on. Evelina's the one who isn't with the group. Hold on. No, wait. Huh.
Huh?
Evie is with the group.
Yeah, Evelina's with the group. Kaerthana's the one that isn't. Okay, I'm sorry. I overthought that, and then I got myself confused. There's a lot of people. Kaerthana, you sent this message to Evelina, and you get sort of... you get the inclination that she's still around, but you don't get much more of that. What do you do with that information?
I guess Kay is also going to try to investigate the wall. She's going to try to see if there was kind of trip door or something, because she knows that she's still close to at least Evie. And ideally, the rest of the group, she's going to try to see if there's some kind of trigger mechanic.
Cool. Roll an investigation for me. That is a 3. You turn to the wall, and it's just a wall. That same hard stone. Nothing there really seems to stand out. You turn to the other wall, and it too is just hard stone. You turn to the third wall, and it too is hard stone. Then you turn to the fourth wall, and it too... Wait. Wasn't this a hallway? Why are there walls on every side of you? You reach out, and this room is maybe 5 feet wide in each direction. The ceiling is pretty tight as well. Not quite 5 feet, maybe 6 or 7, but considering how close the walls are, it definitely feels wrong. Kaerthana, what are you doing with this?
Is there anywhere to walk? She's basically in a box. Right?
There is not anywhere to walk.
At this point, Kay's not feeling super great. So
That's nice. Why don't you roll a charisma check for me to see how calm you are?
right.
How does that work? Charisma save in this case.
Save.
Okay, well, you feel the energy boiling up inside of you, but you can push it down easily enough. Now is not the time, you tell yourself. And then you hear, why isn't it the time? In your own voice.
Did I say that out loud, or that was in my head?
You don't know, because it was definitely your voice.
Pardon?
Why isn't now the time? You have so much magic. We have so much magic. It could get us out of this. For sure, this is not in your mind anymore. It's your own voice talking to you, almost coming from everywhere.
So, Kay's gonna try cast message.
Cast message? Okay.
Yeah.
Go for it. Who are you casting message to?
Astron.
Okay, sending to Astron. Roll an Arcana check, because message typically needs you to be able to see them. So roll an Arcana check for me.
Actually, I'm going to do the Eevee again, just because
You've already made a
technically
connection. You're good.
supposed to- yeah.
That actually will lower your DC, so you're good. It's a hard
Like,
check,
she knows
but
these moves. I bet it is.
that is a 14. Do you happen to have any inspiration or anything like that you may want to use or not?
I have inspiration, but I'm not going to use it for this.
Okay, cool. You feel like you should be able to send a message to Eevee, but it's like someone put a veil over your eyes. You have to see her to send this, and you just can't quite see her, despite knowing that she's right there. You close your eyes and reach out, kind of trying to will yourself to find Eevee. And luckily enough, your hand does actually settle on someone. A shoulder. You feel it. It's warm to the touch. It's actually a very familiar shoulder.
How high is the shoulder? Is the shoulder Eevee level?
No, the shoulder is Kaerthana shoulder level. You open your eyes and you see Kaerthana in front of you. Except something's wrong. Where her eyes should be are just sunken holes. Not like a skull. No, more like the emptiness of a void, a black hole where the eyes should be, just sinking and chipping away, slowly consuming piece after piece of the face. The mouth, too, is this gaping black void. It speaks, but the mouth doesn't move. After all, how can nothingness move? You have the power. We have the power, Kaerthana. I'm you. And you're me.
You are not me.
I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw for me. That is an 11.
Okay, I'm gonna use the
Okay. I'm gonna save that.
Oh,
Okay, that is a 5.
Fuck.
So you're rocking that 11. I'm so sorry. You feel your grip on reality slipping. This is wrong. But at the same time, you're looking at you, right? That is you, but it's not you. It's you, but wrong. You are going to have a form of temporary insanity. Meanwhile, as I pull up that table, because for some reason I didn't have it up, even though I planned on this. Here. Roll a D100 for me.
Oh, my favorite.
To die.
God.
You turn into another goat.
No, he's not here.
Or just use mine, and we'll say it for you.
Rolling from
You're
right.
good. It's just a D100, so you're all set. It doesn't matter who rolls it. And then we're going to be going back to you, Syntax, after this roll. That is a 72. Oh, no. Kaerthana, you have short-term madness. This is going to last a certain amount of minutes. That I have, but you don't know. You now have this character trait. The character does whatever anyone tells him or her to do that isn't obviously self-destructive.
Yeah.
Okay, let's sit with that for a moment as we transition over to Syntax.
Oh my god.
Again, the keyword isn't obviously self-destructive. But essentially, you're now convinced that that thing is you. So of course you would listen to it, because it's just you. But Syntax, you feel this breathing on your skin. Something is standing too close, and you just hear, "Open your eyes. Don't you want to see us?"
I know what I look like.
Do you, though? What if I look different? What if I'm different from me?
Syntax is gonna hesitantly reach out to see if they is gonna try to find their arm, the non-flesh one.
You feel what feels exactly like your arm in front of you. You feel their flesh hand go and gently wrap its fingers over the top of your hand, investigating their arm. It feels like your hand. It even has that one hangnail you had this morning.
If I open my eyes, are you going to hurt me? Us?
Why would I hurt myself? We don't hate ourselves that much yet, now do we?
I'm gonna open my eyes and just fucking whale punch.
So you open your eyes and just deck it.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm going to, of all things, I want you to roll a wisdom save and an attack at the same time, okay?
Okay.
As you see, similar to what Kaerthana saw, you see your own face, but the one eye is just a twisting void, and the mouth is ripping open into the same kind of void.
That's fun. The wisdom save is a 13 so far.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use my divine intervention to add 2d4.
Okay.
19 now.
Okay. Roll your attack for me.
Oh yeah.
You're beating your own
natural
AC.
20!
Okay.
I love this game.
Natural 20 beats your own AC.
It does.
You hit this thing in the face, and it shatters as if it was made out of glass, like a mirror. You all watch as Syntax thuds back into existence.
Just like screaming and like flailing.
Yeah, you saw shit, Syntax, but you don't have any form of short-term madness. You succeeded that save.
Okay.
So now everyone is here, except Animo is still missing.
Well,
The Auric Agent is still missing. And Kaerthana is still missing.
well, shit. They're in the back rooms.
There is another burst of light, and in what can only be described as a pure conflagration of flame, that all of you feel heat up this space immensely. The Auric Agent stands there. It seems as if they somehow had Fireball cast on self.
Oh my god.
They are out, but they took the damage of Fireball cast on self.
Fair.
They look very charred. And like
Sure.
they're not having a great time. Again, you can't see their face, but there's a level of tension in their shoulders that you can tell they are not having a great time. You don't know if they have any forms of short-term madness or not. You don't know.
You have a moment of self-realization.
They shoot you what can only be described as the deepest, most scathing look that can be given from just a helmet. And you get the sneaking suspicion that if you say anything else, they might cast Fireball at you. Kaerthana.
Yes. Yes.
You should embrace me. You should accept who you are. Let others be you. Let the world know.
Kay is going to reach out to hug herself since she's now has to do whatever she's supposed to do. So,
as you embrace, you feel this deep cold. Just like the cold that was kind of permeating before, but this is something more. It's not just cold, it's nothingness. It's both a cold of temperature, but also of emotion and substance. You feel it burning through where you're touching your other self and just cascading through your body, hitting nerve after nerve and consuming you. This is obviously self-destructive, Kay. You've initiated this hug, but now your survival instincts kick in.
yeah.
I want you to roll a charisma save for me, because if there's anything about to make Kaerthana lose control, I feel like this might be it. You can choose to succeed, to intentionally fail this if you would like. This is to control your wild magic. You don't know what would happen. You don't know what will happen.
I have a good charisma, so you usually don't get me, so let's fail. Let's fail for fun.
Okay, and again,
that never happens.
Keep in mind, this is you as a character. You could choose to bottle this up, but you're letting it go. Right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a willing choice.
That was not a nice hug.
Yeah. And who knows? It could be something that could help you right now, right? It's part of you, and you're finally kind of starting to accept that it is. Who knows? I want you to roll 2 D100. So roll a D100 twice, because again, remember, you get to pick your results because you are fancy schmancy and starting to train a little bit more. $80. $80 is actually really underwhelming. 58. Ooh, okay, sorry, you're going with 58. I know I said I'm gonna give you a choice, but 58 is the good one. 80 just makes butterflies pop out everywhere, which is really cool, but not helpful.
Not the vibe.
It's really cool, but not helpful. This other one actually is incredible given this time. For the next minute, any flammable object you touch that isn't being worn or carried bursts into flame. You watch as the one that you are hugging starts screaming in agony as flame burns through it. The heat quickly overtakes this cold, creeping chill, and you feel your very soul ignite and push back. If this is a black hole, you are the supernova pushing against it. And you feel this entire room shatter. Everyone else in the hallway, you feel the burst of what can only be described as shards of glass flying everywhere. They feel as though they tear through you, only for them to dissipate, almost like they're psychic in nature. You're not taking any damage, but for a moment there you thought you would be. Kaerthana appears smoking. Where she's standing on the ground is leaving burning footprints. This is for the next minute. So anything you touch for the next minute that is not something you are carrying will ignite.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
She's essentially in an aura of flame. The good news is all of you are a bit warmer now.
Can
and
we
it's
see in this room now?
Oh yeah, you're still in this hallway. All of you can see. Kaerthana is illuminating it for all of you. And it
Okay,
looks like... Yeah, sorry.
Is everyone here? Where's Animo?
It is true that Animo seems to be the only one still missing.
No.
Was there, when I used the wand, did a shard appear where he was as well?
Yes, a shard did
Okay.
appear where he was.
Okay. That helps a little bit.
If it takes a while, Evie might try to use counterspell to see if that helps with anything.
Ooh.
You can try it. Again, because this is more of... actually, correction, I'm not going to have you try it because it wouldn't work. This is where Dispel Magic would be more helpful.
And okay.
Counterspell is incredible in combat, but Dispel Magic is the out-of-combat best friend.
Dang.
It's even not that bad in combat, but you know what I mean. Counterspell is a lifesaver. You do... let me do one more roll, because he failed the first one.
Oh, come
Failed
on,
that
Animo.
one. So not popping out anytime soon. But
Buddy.
you've activated my trap card. Yes, absolutely. I will say, in the light that Kaerthana is shedding, you see what looks to be a very large iron door further down the path, perhaps 20 feet ahead of you all. It's the type of iron door that would be put on a sort of dilapidated, almost cell-like door, like it's locking something away. Sure enough, as you approach, you can see 3 distinct, thick chains chaining this door closed. Again, Animo is nowhere near.
Yeah, Syntax is like calling out now, like visibly, like shouting out his name.
Okay. Roll me a weirdly enough, roll me a persuasion.
I'm good at those.
If you roll high enough, he gets another roll.
19.
Okay, he gets another roll. He did not do well.
We're not leaving without... don't tell us the rolls. We can't leave without him. The whole reason we came down here was because he was coming.
I agree, but there's not much.
I'm not leaving here without
From
him.
this side, I don't know what magic we could use to find him. I used the wand you gave me, but all it did was say that you guys were still kind of here, but not here.
Okay, use it again then.
I'll use another charge.
This time, there's not as much of a burst of just kind of everything everywhere. It hones in pretty solidly on what looks to be sort of glowing blue shard of glass in the middle of the hallway. However, this time around, it seems to be floating slowly and leisurely down the hall toward this door.
Oh.
I'm gonna smack it with the firebolt.
Okay.
Yeah,
roll an
fuck it.
Arcana check for me.
Arcana? Sure. I don't care if it's him or not, I'm still gonna do it.
Holy shit.
That is a... Oh, fuck, it's good. 22.
Having to do math. You throw... This is a cantrip, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, you throw a fireball and it passes straight through it. And for a brief moment, you realize, oh wait, you think about some of the sort of algorithms you've learned in Quandrix, how you can kind of shift essentially the actual algorithm of your spell, and might be able to interfere with another spell directly. And with your Arcana check, you throw a second firebolt, and this one seems to make contact with the shard. The shard
Aha.
flashes red and seems to almost ignite and burn. And then immediately falling out of the space where the shard was is Animo. A cold
thank you.
sweat on his skin and very much so not looking like he's had the best time.
Okay. Syntax will race over and kind of like slide on knees and like pick him up.
He just sort of says on a shaky voice, she usually leaves me alone.
No, you're fine. You didn't do anything wrong. It's all right.
She didn't leave me alone.
Syntax is gonna like look over at the group. No, it's fine. We're here now. You're not alone.
He seems deeply terrified. Almost like he has a form of short-term madness that makes him terrified for an indefinite amount of time. Not really, it's a certain amount of minutes, but
Join the club.
what was that, Deja?
Oh, I said join the club.
Yeah, so Deja, you do still have that, like, you'll notice, like, you're like, what's down there? And whenever anyone says anything just remotely like an instruction, Karathana, like, does it.
Perfect.
Yeah, no one's probably caught on yet, but there's just a little bit of, like, Karathana seems a little eager to do things right now.
That's perfect.
But, yeah.
Syntax goes from like
I-
looking. Yeah. You go on.
Am I still smoking?
That only lasted for a minute, so
Okay.
you can be, but it's going to be wrapping up like right now. So if you want to do something with that, go for it. If not, it's ending.
Syntax is gonna like.
okay.
Oh, you have an idea? Please go on.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Syntax is gonna go from looking kind of like worried for Animo to looking at the group like suddenly much more pissed and just points at the door and goes, "We need to get through that now."
Any locks on the chains?
There are locks on the chains.
Try and pick one.
His Karathon is still burning. Syntax is just
Karathana
gonna
is
point
still
at the door and be like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Kay's gonna try to just touch him. She's just gonna full lay hands on the chains.
As you touch the chains, they start to heat and turn bright red. It's almost as if you're casting the heat metal spell on the chains. It gets to the point where 2 of the chains seem to melt and straight up on drip off of the door. The 3rd chain gets red hot, but your spell ends before you can fully melt it off the door. Now there are just kind of 2 sort of wet metal handprints on the door, and 1 chain that is just steaming. So you got through 2 of the 3 that way.
"Ice. Use ice on it right now. Hurry. It'll be brittle."
Even use frostbite to freeze it.
Yeah, go for it. That was clever. I wasn't even thinking about that, so I'm not even going to make you roll. That's cool. Yeah,
Aha.
it breaks it. No, that was a good move. Good job. Instead of giving inspiration, it just works.
Yay.
But yeah, it the lock cracks off, and then you hear just a deep resounding clank, as if a lock inside the door was unlocked once you took off this final chain. The door creaks noisily open toward you. On the other side, you see what looks to be almost an octagonal room of sorts. Here, I'll move you to the map. Here. You see an octagonal room. The floor looking to be made almost of marble, but with gross sort of dried blood-like stains on the ground. There appears to be other sort of offshoots off of this room, but it's mainly a big octagonal room. There does seem to be some fire inside, as well as this sort of, you can see in the artwork, kind of these wisps. That's that kind of cold, encroaching feeling. What do you all do? Do you go in? It feels very like, for lack of a better term, like necromancer ritual, kind of like, this is a cult location. Like, there's no way to look. This is that vibe.
This is the boss room, right?
It's that vibe. It feels similar. Whether or not it actually is, it definitely feels like some forbidden magic went down here.
How's Animo doing right now?
How is who?
Animo doing?
He's trying to pull away, and you think if you let him go, he would run down the hallway away from everyone.
Syntax will use their flesh hand and hold their hand and just kind of like lean in kind of closer and just go, it's fine. I'm gonna be here with you the whole time, all right? I'm not gonna let you go. We can do this together. And then I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on him. To give him 2 to his AC.
Okay.
For the next 10 minutes.
I will say, instead of kind of having to force him around, he still is very much so pulling away. But with Shield of Faith and you kind of essentially chaperoning, you can pull him with you. But you still have a feeling if you let go, he will run.
Cool.
But
Syntax will... Yeah. That's shield gone now from Syntax as well, so... My AC just went down by 3.
Okay. Oh. Remember when we thought Syntax wouldn't be the mom?
Who said that?
I love it. Well, because we were like, Syntax is probably going to be such a bad example. But like, I don't know, man. I will say Aegon will storm in.
Excellent.
Stay away from the circle.
He's pissed. You can see him kind of like, yeah. You get the feeling he would have like kicked open the door had it swung inwards, but it didn't, so he couldn't. So he just kind of stormed in angrily. He goes up to the edge of the sort of ring, but he stops from stepping into it. And he just kind of looks down, runs a hand over the brown stain on the ground, looks at it, and then turns back to you all. It's blood, all right.
I figured.
We'll come inside. Is there like runes or anything?
No,
or is it just
weirdly
kind of like
enough, there isn't. There's these patterns on the ground, and the paint looks to be made of blood. Like they were painted in blood. But no, there doesn't appear to be any kind of rune anywhere, actually.
Do we recognize the symbols, like the paint symbols?
I want someone to roll an religion check for me if you're trying to recognize this symbol. And anyone can roll this. Also, all of you should be able to move all of the tokens. So we're not in combat, but should combat happen, you guys can move tokens and just place yourselves where you might be standing in the room, just in case. For no reason, I mean. That is an 11 for Ryza, an 11 for Carathana, and a 5 for Astron. You guys are on a roll.
Super religious.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's why I'm having you roll it, honestly. This is a setting where religion is not very prominent for most people. Except Evelina, apparently.
Hey, look.
But
yeah, Mom, let's go maybe.
Yeah, your mom's an archaeologist. If someone's going to know about religion, it's Evelina.
All right.
So, did Giuseppe want to roll?
I do, but my whole computer is just not working.
You're fine. Do you have physical dice?
I'm trying to find them right now, and I can't find them.
You're good. I can run you some. She's in the other room. So hold on just 1 second. I'm going to run Emily some physical dice. And then we, yeah, so I will be gone for just
we'll have
1
a scene
second.
while you're gone.
Yeah, I won't be able to
Ooh.
hear you because I'm pulling off my headphones. But
Great.
yeah, don't do something
You
crazy.
never
Or
know.
do. I don't know. Yeah, okay. See you.
Ooh.
Me,
Kill the
Emily cast
orc.
fireball.
That's probably a whopping number of 3 of you can cast that. Which is still pretty good for fireball, but still.
Moving. I'm not gonna. By the way, I'm not opening roll 20. If anyone wants to move Syntax and Animo to the 9 o'clock, if this was like a clock,
So,
yeah,
Mm.
but not inside the
all
circle.
the way on the,
Far
so on the
left.
far side of the room.
Kind of towards like
Like
that
left side.
ultra looking thing.
Yeah,
Or-
but not
there?
on it. Yeah, in front of it. I can't see
I-
yet, but I'll assume it's cool.
I can't move
Only
Animo.
only Emerson can move. Yeah. that makes
Ooh.
sense.
All right, let's be careful, but understand that this is. A lot of people are depending on us right now. And no one who's come in here has come back, so please be aware of your choices. Oh gosh, who's sending me a thingy?
No, I just
It's
sent you a screenshot of the map. Is that where you want
Oh yeah,
to
that's
place?
fine. I can see it now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a
I got
delay.
a
I'm what?
3. I got a fucking 3.
Oh shit!
Okay, that's
Aw.
kind of great. I didn't see
I rolled
her
a
on the
nighttime.
bed, so.
Night. Is that a cat? Oh my god!
Yes!
A baby!
Okay.
A child.
Yep. Who puts up with me, so, that's a huge plus. Also, she's losing her winter coat, and I really need to brush her out. She
When you
normally
get a
doesn't shed a
chance-
lot, but my god, she's shedding a lot right now.
Fair.
But yeah, so unfortunately a 3 is not that great. But we got the computer working again, so that's nice.
Yay.
What was
Whenever
yeah,
you
but
can.
Evelina rolled very well. Sorry, what did I
Nice.
miss? What did
And
you
syntax
guys
as well.
I rolled a 19.
Okay, 19. Okay, so this symbol in the center of this ring originally doesn't really come to mind as anything all that prominent until you remember just something you loosely saw one time. That is religion based. It's arguably arcana as well, but on orientation day, carved in the bottom of the basin below the snarl is this same symbol. And you realize now that this symbol probably has something to do with those snarls, with kind of channeling that magic. Maybe it's used to help contain it. The reason why I had you roll religion is because this symbol is heavily connected with a specific god, a god of knowledge, Yuan. They've also gone by other names, but that's the name most commonly used on this continent. I-U-O-N, Yuan? I think that's how you spell it. There's a magic item called a Yuan stone that helps boost your intelligence, but it gets its name from the god. And it is true that while the gods don't have direct influence in this world, some of their symbols, some of their stuff ultimately became the symbol of that god because it had a practical purpose, right? And this is one of those cases. This symbol is an actual arcane inscription. It does have purpose. And part of that is channeling and focusing magic that is essentially wild magic, a snarl. Sure enough, Evie, because you rolled a 20 flat, you also realize that this is the same shape that was carved in the, or not carved, but designed into the filigree in that room that you guys found all of those magic items in underneath Silverquill, used to help contain the sort of wild magic of the decayed magic items that kind of floated up into the ceiling. This combined with that astral shard that Kaerthana took and may or may not have used to teleport across reality. It's a symbol that has come up a decent amount of times, and, well, seeing it here reminds you of something. This entity is after the snarl over Silverquill. Maybe this is something the entity built. Maybe this isn't where the entity itself is, but where its final goal will be, whatever that may be. And sure enough, these sort of X's around the room, around this area, seem to glow with very faint light. You didn't notice it at first because the torches obscure it, but you come close to it, and much like a glow-in-the-dark paint in the light, only if you cup your hands over it do you notice the thing is really glowing. Would you guys like to investigate further? Again, you can roll Arcana, Investigation, Perception, anything you like. You can investigate specific areas, do whatever. But this information, at least both of you have come to realize that this room essentially...
Auric, is this the room that you were looking for?
The Auric agent shakes their head. Let me get voice mod. I almost started talking with...
No, it's not, but it doesn't look good.
No, let's make sure we don't leave it how we found it.
I agree with that sentiment, but anything channeling magic must be dealt with care, lest you release that.
Aegon is a god of death. I'm sure they can handle it.
You see Aegon, like, gingerly poking one of the, like, X's. You get the sneaking suspicion. Had you guys not said be careful, he might have started whacking it with his scythe.
Whack it. I'll say it right now. I'll say it.
He's like, oh, he lets out a sigh. Okay, good. I thought I wasn't the only one who's...
No, please break it.
Okay, I'm
gonna stand over here.
I mean, shouldn't we just, like, figure out if that's the best option?
Break it.
Should we...
He's like, I'm a big fan of concussive remedies. And he pulls out the scythe, reels back, looks at everyone for like one last moment of like, I'm not gonna only listen to syntax. Like, does everyone want me to do this? He doesn't.
Syntax
Evie
is
is frantically in a puff of feathers and panic. He's like, no, this. Objectively, syntax, love you, but Evie's the smart one of the group. So if Evie's saying no, then
if Aegon doesn't break it, Kay is gonna break it, and she still has to listen to whatever directive.
Oh my god! Okay, so inspiration because thank you. I forgot about that. Break it.
Jared, break it. Oh my god. So she's gonna cast firebolt at these things.
Okay, cool. You target the nearest sort of X. Before we officially do this, everyone place yourself where you are in the room.
Can you put Animo between me and Astrid?
Yeah, I figured. Aegon is probably right here. Or right here. So just saying, he'll be probably about there. Giuseppe still near the... No, I'm sorry. Giuseppe would be near Astrid, right?
Yeah, definitely. I'm
Okay.
trying.
You're
Oh
fine.
wow, so
Oh,
loud.
cool. Right there.
Okay, cool.
Between Astron and the circle. Got it.
Jesus.
Like partially standing
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
circle to block Astron from it. I love it. Karathana, you cast Firebolt on the X? Okay, as the firebolt slams into the X, you watch as the arcane magic of it essentially goes into the X and then almost reflects straight across and slams into the X across the way, which then bounces and slams into the X
Yay.
over here. Then bounces,
Oh.
slams into the X over here.
Oh.
Then bounces, slams into the X over here. Then here. And it just starts ricocheting between all of them. And not seeming to slow down. It's almost like it's sapping energy from these X's as it hits it, getting faster and faster. Like you've triggered some kind of arcane chain reaction that probably won't end well. This feedback loop just building and building. Sure enough, these X's, you start seeing these sort of wisps that you see outside of the map, if you zoom out a little, kind of channeling around the weird runic circle, and you get the feeling now that those wisps are more than just weird spookiness. That's probably whatever essence from the snarl that this thing's forms are stealing from it. Them floating in the sky, folding backwards and absorbing magic, seems to be channeling down into here somehow. And whatever Karathana did seems to have sped up that channeling in a dangerously fast way.
Oh.
Evie's gonna slowly turn to K-Earth.
Emerson,
Yes.
would you say at this point Kay has realized that that was a bad decision?
Yes, I'll also say, for narrative's sake, Kay, your temporary madness is over now.
Okay.
Oh, good job, Karathana. I think you activated something.
His trump card.
Karathana. Sorry, say what you were going to say. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. She was just gonna say, yeah, I think I did.
Standing in the center of the circle, Karathana, you see yourself. With those same
Ugh.
dark eyes and dark mouth, except now it's screaming and yelling, specifically at you. Why? Why would you do this? After all the work, you've set us so far back. We could have been something, Karathana. Animo seems to be reacting as if he's seeing the same thing. It seems mad at you. Very mad at you. And then one of the X's implodes. Followed by the next X, and then the next, and then the next, and finally, the last X implodes. And then the entire rune in the center seems to almost shrivel and pull closer together before bursting in a blast of light. The light mainly, I guess for lack of a better term, very white and very black. Almost as if those two colors of magic were channeling into this from the snarl from outside. I need all of you to roll dexterity saving throws as you quickly dive to the ground, trying to avoid this
really got
blast.
All the way over to fucking Silver Quill campus.
Dexterity 15 for Karathana. 5 does not succeed for Evelina. 19 does succeed for Astron. 14 does not succeed for Giuseppe.
8.
8 does not succeed. Anyone who rolled a 15 or higher succeeds. You all are going to take, let's roll this. Hold on, I just need to type it here. /R. LL.
I have a magic number. I'm sure hoping it's under.
You guys all take 33 force damage. If you
Down.
failed, if you succeed, you take half that damage.
Blasted against the wall.
Roll
Yeah,
50
so is
higher.
Evie and down.
Okay, yeah, so who's still standing? I'm sorry, guys. I knew this was a possibility, but I did not, I don't know. In general,
Yeah,
physical
I-
destruction would have been much better than magical destruction. What was that?
That's why we were gonna egg on it.
Yeah, I'm dead. Like
Holy
I have.
shit.
There's not. Yeah, there's
You're
nothing.
down. So dead is if you take double your hit points in negative damage. So if you have 30 hit points, if you take 60 damage in one turn, that's an instant kill. If you get
Okay,
negative,
whatever.
your max
I'm in
hit
death
points.
saves.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. Well, I'm only saying that because I thought I calculated it so most all of you would at least not die instantly. I will say if you were standing in the circle, it's double that damage. So at least none of you guys were standing in the circle.
I almost did that.
So for the sake of my brain, I'm putting a red dot on everyone who's down.
Which would have actually instant killed me.
Yeah, that one probably would have instant killed almost everyone here. Syntax, are you still standing?
No.
Okay. Astron, are you still standing?
With 4 hit points.
Hell yeah. Animo is not still standing. Evie is not still standing. Ryza, I almost said Rayarthana, which is a character, but Ryza, are you still standing?
Hell no.
Okie dokie. Astron, get ready to save everyone, because so far you're the only one still up. Kayarthana, are you still standing? Oh, hell yeah. Kayarthana fucked it up, but is not facing the consequences. I love this. I'm just messing
I'm a
with you.
rogue with only 4 hit points, Emerson. What am I supposed to do?
Hey, oh wait, hold on. You're a rogue. You succeeded, right?
Yes. So it
Do
was
you
hell.
have the feature that when you succeed on a dexterity saving throw, you negate all damage? Because I
That's
believe
higher
that's...
up.
Oh, is that 6th level rogue? I
Yeah.
know rogues get that eventually. I just wasn't sure when. Well, rip. Auric Agent is also still standing, but not looking great. Aegon... Aegon is gone.
Oh,
What? Loser. He was still hurt a little bit, but it hit him with enough force that he is gone. Again, if he drops, he disappears. So he's like, "What the?" And then he's just gone. But yeah,
One less person to worry about.
It's like Elijah Wood showing up at the end of Spy
yeah,
Kids
I'm
3.
the
Oh,
guy.
Merc.
Yeah. Aegon failed his role miserably, so that's really the only reason. But yeah, so as of now, we have 3 people still standing. I want everyone to roll. Actually, no, I'm not gonna. Hold on first.
Yes.
What are you doing, Astron? Everyone around you, essentially, let's be real. Let's be real. Everyone got blown back. So everyone is like blown back. Karathana, Astron, what you doing? Giuseppe ragdolled over you, Astron. Like body blocked it, and then just like.
That's a distance to get over, my guy.
All right.
Kate is trying to like check on people, like do medicine checks. Like I think Ryza is the closest person to her, so she's like trying to get through the couple to my body.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So at Ryza, roll a medicine check for me. Astrid, what are you doing?
I'm gonna start rifling through Giuseppe's pack for his health potion.
Okay. Yeah, you can find it. What are you going to do with that health potion?
Use it on Giuseppe.
Okay, good. I was like, drink it.
I have my own.
Deja, that is not a success. So,
Yeah.
Giuseppe,
Hey.
you heal 10 hit points, right? 2d4 plus 2. You heal 10 hit points, so you are on your feet. Everyone else, I need you to roll a death save for me.
Fuck.
This includes you, Ryza.
I'm so mad,
Because they-
Emerson. I rolled a natural 20.
Wait.
Syntax sits bolt upright, very like Frankenstein reanimated. Yeah.
Did we do it? Just like sitting there. all
Everyone
fucking
around you,
broken.
again, you're only at 1 hit point, but everyone else around
Yeah, I
you
know.
is not looking great.
Wait, oh, come on, computer. There we
I
go.
think
Okay.
And again,
Rolling on our-
keep it private. Simply roll it and then put in your failures and your successes only, and I will look at them. This is fun. This is already such a good choice.
You're already
because-
happy that you're down one NPC to voice.
Yeah, I mean this is great. Are you kidding me? Okay, so Giuseppe is fine, Kaerthana is fine, Evelina is in death saves, Ryza is in death saves, and Animo is in death
Animo.
saves. So let me
Question.
yes.
Sorry, a little out of practice. I'm rolling a 20, right?
A D20, correct.
And it needs to be higher.
10 or higher is a success. 9 or lower is a failure. It is technically a con save, but I don't believe we've been adding our con modifiers to it. So just a flat D10. I mean D20. And again, mark on your character sheet what it is. Don't say it out loud, please.
All right.
Okay, cool. We now have another pseudo round. What is everyone doing?
I'm running.
Kay is going to throw the health potion she had and give it to Ryza.
Cool. You pour it into Ryza's mouth. Ryza, you heal 10 hit points. You are up. Okay, that is Kaerthana's action. Astrid, what are you doing?
Going to Animo and seeing if he also has a health potion.
Animo does not have a health potion on him.
Then I'm using mine.
Okay, he heals 10. I will say the orc agent will come to Evie. Now let's see if they can roll a medicine check. Hold on. Let me look at their stats.
They kill people.
Why would you say
They
that?
pull out a healing potion and give it to Evelina.
I thought you were you went, oh, and I just imagined a little feather spitting out.
Yeah. So you also heal 10 hit points. Evelina's
Okay.
reacting that way. Carly, why is Evelina reacting that way?
I rolled a natural 1.
She had one more fail and then she'd be dead. So, but realistically, the orc agent would have helped Evelina more so than others. More so than Syntax. That's a lie. I don't know, actually. We'd have to find out. Weirdly enough, Syntax with his crit is probably in the worst shape because you're the only one still at 1 hit point.
Yeah, they're just like crumpled in the corner, but just like watching.
So I will say, both your arm and your leg are laying next to you. The blast was enough to blast both of them off. Not break them, just like disconnect them at the connection points. So it's very much so like the Lego Star Wars, your character died, so they burst into pieces, you know? Like, it's a terrible visual, but that's absolutely what it is.
I'm just playing this sound in my head.
No, that's the Minecraft one. But at this point in time, you hear thumping on the other side of this door. And then you hear noises coming from down this hallway. What are you guys doing?
Crying.
Wiggle over to pick up my arm.
Carathana, you are right by this door here. It is still wide open.
Is the thumping coming from that door?
No, but you hear noises of something coming closer and quickly down this hallway.
At this point, Kay is really not trusting herself in anything that she does, but she's gonna shut the door. She's guessing everything, but that's first instinct. She's gonna try to shut the door.
Okay, the door swings outwards, so you have to reach out into the hallway to grab the door. And coming down the hallway, you see two Caerthanas sprinting at you at full speed. Anyone else looking down the hall sees the weird whistling gray things that you saw on campus. But to Caerthana, they look like Caerthana. They are moving at an alarming speed. You manage to close the door just as they slam into it, and you watch as the metal dents from the impact. You just hear horrible clawing sounds of just fingers and nails against metal, to an extent that obviously those things on the other side don't care about the longevity of their fingers as they're just clawing into this thing. You get the feeling that you might want to do something to brace this door. As once they stop pushing against it, you guys got rid of the locks. They can just open it. As far as the far door, it still looks to have padlocks on it. But alarmingly, the chains are around the door, seeming to lock it, but the locks themselves are on the other side of the door. So if they have the key, theoretically, they could open it. So perhaps that also needs to be braced in some way. But you also don't know if these things are smart enough to use keys.
Animo, is this the room we need to be in right now?
He simply shakes his head. I've never seen this room before.
Are these the only two doors?
It does appear so. There is what looks to be a door down here. But it's small, recessed, almost like a... the best way I can think of it is like a sort of access door in a church. That might go down into a sort of like either like up into the bell tower, a small kind of wooden door that is clearly used for like clergy or not common foot traffic.
Syntax points at the door with his leg and then latches it on. Okay, let's keep going. Is Caerthana just like holding the door Indiana Jones style?
Yes. Well, I guess Caerthana is probably pulling it, right? Yeah. As they're trying to pull it open.
Yeah, we can't brace that door, then, can we?
So, Kay is going to call over Aegon to hold the door for her while she casts Burning Hands.
He's Aegon.
Then do you realize Aegon is gone?
Oh, where's... Oh, shoot.
He
The Auric
disappeared.
agent comes to the door.
I'll hold it. You all go below.
But what about you?
Of all of us, I'm probably the most likely to survive the longest, no?
Kay
If we
is gonna
see
try
the
to
snarl-
cast
Oh, go
Burning Hand first and try to seal the door.
You're trying to what, the door?
Use
Seal
the
the
burning
door
hand. Yeah.
Burning hands. Okay, got
with
it.
Burning Hand.
Roll me a, I don't know, what check do you think it should be for this? I'm tempted to say Arcana, but I've been making you do that a lot. Is there another check you think would work better? Acrobatics, maybe? No. Sleight of hand. Roll me a sleight of hand. Roll me a sleight of hand. If it was someone who was not a sorcerer, I would probably do Arcana, but in this case, your magic is you. Sleight of hand is 16. You manage to melt at least the latch portion of the door enough that you think that they're going to have to at least work a little bit to get in. The Orc agent steps back, then looks at the far door over there as well. They stand sort of over here. Do I have the Orc voice modulator on this whole time?
No.
Oh, thank God. Thank God. I thought
We
I
would've
clicked
told
it
you.
on and I was like, has it been this whole time? Okay.
Go. I'll go last.
Fine. You better come.
That is the goal. After all, it seems safer to go deeper than stay here at the moment.
Okay. We all
You rush
lamely
to that
hobble
side
and run
door.
away. Yeah.
Yeah, all of
Yeah.
you are rushing. Roll a perception check as you are going.
Oh,
No.
It's nothing hypercritical. Evelina will see it. Giuseppe will not.
14.
You will see it. The DC is 14. Astrid will not see it. Carathena will not see it. So Ryza, did Ryza roll? I think we're just missing Ryza. 14, awesome. So everyone except Astrid, Giuseppe, and Carathena see it. Out these small windows, you see that this building seems to be constructed over a massive open cavern. It seems to almost disappear into darkness below you. You don't know what's supporting this, but definitely something. And then you see it. Across this cavern, maybe 40 feet from this window, is a gleaming spire. Essentially off the map in this direction. Hold on, you can't see me ping that, can you? Off the map in this direction. About as wide as the map is, that much further out, and then you get to the pillar.
Well, that don't fucking matter right now.
But I will say, for those of you who detected it, and specifically you, Syntax, you wonder if your Auric agent has also seen it. Staying behind is awfully convenient, wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm.
You get the feeling that they will hold things off, but it also gives them an opportunity, no?
Syntax is just going to look at them and go, I trust you can make the right decision. And I hope you decide to help us. And I'll gesture to the window in case they haven't seen it yet already.
I love that you just make it so blatantly clear. Okay.
Mhm.
They seem to glance at the window and then look at you.
And then just simply, whatever are you talking about? We're surrounded. I'm simply holding the line.
I want your help. I will help you destroy that later if you come with us. Then we'll leave. I'm not waiting for a response.
I was going to say roll a persuasion unless you're honest about it.
I am being honest
Okay,
about
if you're
it.
honest, persuasion. If you're lying, deception.
Oh, it's not bad. It's not actually. I think it's really good. I think it's a 20. It's a 20. It's a 20.
Okay.
Oh, it's a 19. It's a 19.
Okay. That's still really good. Like, yeah.
No.
So you all rush down this. I don't have the other map prepped, but that's kind of good. I actually am planning on wrapping up around 10 just because I'm having a bit of some dental pain. But yeah, you guys dive down this hallway, and much in the photo, it's this tight sort of stairwell that leads down to what looks like a storage room. Inside the storage room, it seems like a dead end for just a moment. Well, it seems like a dead end. Why don't you guys roll investigation checks for me as you start moving around some of the contents in here? You hear Animo say, "This is laboratory equipment." And sure enough, inside some of these crates are laboratory equipment. Okay, that is a 3 from Astrid. Astrid doesn't know what laboratory equipment looks like, so yeah.
I guess I don't either. Oh my god.
Giuseppe really doesn't.
It's because I'm looking at Astrid. That's why.
Yes.
Yeah.
Astrid's struggling, so you go over to be like, "Let me help you." And it just
Giuseppe, if we're dealing with this terrifyingness, and Giuseppe's like, I wonder what shampoo Astrid uses. Just like random shit like that.
So you
She
all
definitely shampoos, rinses, and repeats.
All of you guys objectively are useless, and then Ryza gets in there. And Ryza, you just have this like gut feeling that you should probably check behind this one bookshelf in the top corner of the map of this room. And sure enough, you try to move the bookshelf, and it seems to almost glide, sliding off to the side, revealing a hidden stairwell behind. The stairwell spirals down, and unlike the other sort of caves that you've seen before, this stairwell seems more, I would say academic, but that's not really the right term. It seems like stairs you might find within Quandrix campus proper. Its architecture and everything seems as if it's part of the school. Animo looks at that, and you can see him grow pale. That's it. Again, this place tends to shift and move, but that's it. She's down there.
This is what we came for. Are you ready?
He looks up at the door that you guys just came through. The orc agent just slid into the door and slammed it closed behind. You have the feeling that they did not do anything. Which was a very hard roll. It was a DC 18, so good job. Like that actually changes a lot. I have to think about what they're doing now. You watch as they seem to cast something on the door, and you watch as a blue lock appears before clicking in front of the door. Almost as if they cast arcane lock on the door.
What is
They
that?
turn around and look at the rest of the group.
They're not in the other doors yet, but I'd say maybe 20 minutes.
Thank you.
This door will hold for at least another hour or so after that, I like to imagine. Recuperate now. I think this is our last chance.
In other words,
We're just all in the, yeah.
this is your last chance for a short rest before shit hits the fan. You could maybe try a long rest, but you can risk it and see what happens.
We can.
I don't know about that.
I
would
mean,
like
not
to
saying
short
it's a good
rest.
idea, but yeah, I
On
highly
1
encourage you to
HP.
short rest. You are, I mean this nicely, you are going to the boss next room. Like, you should short rest. While you all are sealed in here, yeah, sorry, everyone is in here, so.
Didn't actually change.
Here, let me.
1d6.
Oh,
How much do you
I'm
heal
gonna
during a short
die.
rest again?
However many hit dice you choose to expend. You will roll that amount and heal that much. 4 of these things, you get the feeling, are outside.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
If they break through that door, you have time. Again, I will
No,
say you
I'm
can
rolling
get
my hit dice.
Oh.
I only have one from the last one.
Emerson, I don't understand like where these hit dice are.
So
Okay.
hit short rest on your character sheet, and then it will give you a list of hit dice that you can expend. Click the ones you
Thank
want,
you.
hit roll, and then that'll be how much you heal. It will do it automatically for you. Didn't used to, so I still do it weirdly, but technically that works.
Okay.
Again, I'm showing you what's there because here's a little bit of a meta statement, but I'm saying it for the sake of you guys figuring out what you want. You could fight off those 4, and then this room would probably be safe enough to take a long rest.
I don't think we want to waste more time on this.
Or, yeah, you can take a short rest and beeline it for the boss. But I'm only mentioning this because some of you may be very low on spells, things like that. You may want to take your chance fighting 4 of them. But you also tried fighting 4 of them before, and just 4 of them was enough to almost wipe out the party. So do with that as you will. You do get the suspicion that there are only 4 here. More aren't coming. They're all out on campus. But yeah, just wanted to give you guys that a little bit meta, but these are kind of your options, right? See if there's a way to smart fight these things and then take a long rest. Take a long rest, see if the door holds. Take a short rest, which will hold, and then go down, or whatever. The boss fight is hard, I will say.
So how many hit? Yeah, how many hit dice do you recommend us doing?
I recommend you fully healing.
Go to full.
I recommend you fully healing. You're not going to get another short rest, at least in this arc, theoretically, unless you guys do something I'm absolutely not expecting. I don't know. You know what I mean? It all depends on what you guys do. But if everything goes the direction I think it's going to go, good luck. Here's to hoping next week everyone is here.
And then if we're taking a health potion during this time, is that the full 10?
Full health potion. I encourage you to use your hit dice first and save health potions for later, because health potions can be used in combat. Hit dice can't.
I only had 1 hit dice left to use.
Use that health potion.
Yeah.
If only Aegon was here, because he could heal.
Oh my god. So we can...
Why didn't he heal himself?
Because he crit failed. He crit failed, so I'm like, he's gone.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm fine.
He technically has more hit points than that, but he crit failed, he's gone.
I would have
some ramifications from it, you know?
Okay, and if you're not fully healed after your hit dice, what do you do?
You can use healing potions, you can just...
But Astron already used the healing potion on me.
Then that's what you're
That's it then.
Okay. Okay, I just wanted to confirm.
Yeah, you're good.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry. You're good. You saved his life. He's fine.
Yeah, no, don't be
Are you kidding me? Giuseppe is more in love with Astron now than ever.
That was his dream come true.
Oh, no.
But yeah, this is where I'm going to wrap it up for this evening.
Is anyone? No, I want to talk a bit more.
Yeah,
in
sorry.
character. You can just be quiet,
do character
Emerson.
stuff. I just mean this is all I have planned. So when you guys are done with RP, that will be it for this evening.
Before we get into in-character stuff only, is anyone during this long rest by the end not going to be on full, looking still terrible?
All
No.
my hit die got me up to full.
Okay.
I'm not full, but Evie should be. At least this is okay, and we'll hopefully be all right.
Okay. Okay. Evie, come here.
Okay.
I will say this room is small enough that you're not really going to be able to have a private conversation. You can have a conversation between like two people, but it's going to be very hard to keep something truly private if that's the goal. Just throwing that out there.
Like, everyone go in that corner, cover your ears, don't hear any of this.
I will say the
I'm
orc
just going
agent
to
is
fix
standing
your
at the top of
feathers
the...
up a bit. Syntax is just going to spend the time like grooming and combing Evie and like patching them up a bit more. You can have 9 more health if you need it.
Woo, thank you. I think that was exactly what I had left to heal.
Oh,
Nice.
That worked out actually quite well then.
Animo.
Oh yeah, Animo's currently at 10 hit points.
Oh, jeez.
Is that are they bloodied?
Let me look at the stat actually.
Because I think that's all you can tell me, and that's
yeah, they're definitely bloodied.
Sorry, I wouldn't have healed Evie, but it's fine.
I mean, if you want to take that back, you can take it back.
You're fine.
Nope.
He
Animo.
Actually, no, he does have hit dice. Technically, monster stat blocks do have hit dice, so let me see how that goes. Then you're good.
You don't have to if you don't want to. I can...
No. He needs to use hit dice. Like, he will die. He needs to use hit dice.
Animo, I'm glad you came, even though you were worried about it to begin with. And I know you're afraid. I think we all are, yes. But I think if you didn't come, we wouldn't have been able to do this. Because the hardest part is next. And the reason I wanted you to come is because I am hoping we can talk our way through this situation. I think that is the only way we are going to truly deal with this in a way that I think you'll be satisfied.
He takes a shaky breath. He just shakes his head. Syntax, we can't. It's past that. She's, what we just did in that other room, I don't really know what it was total, but it was channeling energy, and we stopped it. And, if she wasn't mad before, he just shakes his head again.
I don't want you to go in with this thinking that we're just going to fight our way through it. I think you should still try to talk to them and try to give them some sense of peace, of validity in their existence. I think you can understand why that would be important.
He nods at this, kind of understanding what you're saying about in that way. Yeah, You're right. I owe her that much.
And if we all get out of this situation all right, I want you to consider very heavily right now and after what you want to do with your life. Because you do not have to stay here, this school. You're tethered to no one. And you should be happy with your choices and not chained to obligations.
He kind of gives a wry smile to that. But that's the thing. Obligations are kind of what makes things matter, no? I'm obligated to you all because you're my friends. If I didn't have that, then what would I be doing?
That was a very beautiful thing to say, but there is so much more to life than just friendship. And it's important, but
He shrugs.
it's not everything.
Yeah, food's important too, I get it. But like, I can live. But I mean, he seems to be struggling to find his words. Totally not because I'm, yeah. But
I will leave you alone if you want.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm pulling him up so that streamers can see who he is. Look, I don't have a lot of life experience, but I know that the parts I've liked the most are the parts that other people are in. I've been lonely enough that I don't need to choose that on my own. So, sure, it's more tricky to be kind of involved with people, but it's the only way that keeps things... Well, it's the only way that keeps things interesting. Right?
Yes.
I mean, that's kind of what's going on with her, right? She could never have anyone. No one even remembers her. And look what it drove her to become.
It wasn't fair to them.
It's not. But that also doesn't excuse what she's done. And it doesn't stop the fact that we have to stop her. Apparently my Discord is not muted. It says I'm in streaming mode, but it just gave the loudest badink ever. Oh, it was so loud. I'm sorry. Okay.
I keep thinking like a message popped up, and I'm like, where's
Yeah,
the
it was
notification?
like so loud in my head. Like I'm not in my headphones. God, I'm sorry.
Syntax is gonna look over at the Auric agent. Just raise an eyebrow. Do you regret being here with us now?
Why? Should I?
No. I'm just curious to know what's going through your mind right now. This isn't, hopefully, to you just one other job.
What's going through my mind right now is how much trouble I'll be in if I don't actually deal with that pillar out there once we're done with this.
I promise I will help you.
I don't need your help, I just need you to,
I'll stay out of your way. We all
Exactly. You obviously don't owe me that, but as at least, I wouldn't say friends, but amicable acquaintances, I would appreciate you stay out of the way for that step. Assuming I'm still around to take that step once we're done.
If you aren't and I am, I will finish the job.
With all due respect, you don't know how to deal with that. You'll just end up blowing yourself up.
How do we deal with it then?
That's,
Taps their mask.
need to know information.
Then I guess you haven't explored all of your options.
I've said this before. Fuck.
I've said this
Just kidding.
before.
They look at you all, because again, there's no way to like kind of keep this a private conversation, right?
It's not that the Orc aren't interested in recruiting you all, it's that we can't afford to reach out and be shut down. Part of the problem of being a small underground movement is that if we expose ourselves to the wrong people, we can end up undermining our own strength. So, while I would have loved to have you all as true allies, and I think many of you would agree with us and ultimately work alongside us, it's not my choice to make.
You talked about revenge.
They just
Can you-
nod.
Is there any more to that story you would like to share with us? It has been on the back of my mind since you said that.
I'm going to be the one to kill Mavinda Sharpbeak.
Done a lot of terrible things. I'm not surprised. Was
You can
this
try
when
to
she was
stop me,
Didn't
but,
say you would. Was this when she was in the Dragon's Guard that she wronged you?
I think you can use your intuition on that, no?
She killed a lot of people.
Yes, she did. And sometimes mindlessly following orders, whatever your intent, does not make you not culpable.
I think it wasn't too long ago that I shared that exact, just guilty like smile, sentiment that you did. But I talked to her about it. I think she regrets a lot of her choices in her life, and she will have to deal with that for the rest of her life.
Well then, it's on me to make sure that that doesn't go on too long now, does it?
If it offers you some relief, she's certainly haunted by what she's done. And I do think she does more good now than bad.
I'm not saying that it's a good idea to kill her. I'm well aware that the world is probably better with her in it. But that doesn't change the facts. I
I'm not
am
trying
going to kill
convince
her.
you. I'm not trying to convince you in one way or the other.
The orc agent looks at all of you.
I'm sure you're dying to pitch in your little opinions as well, no? Don't all of you speak at once.
Animo just says quietly, Mavinda's nice.
Isn't it enough that she just has to deal with that every day? Isn't that like, if she's learned and trying to do good now, what? Then why?
Some past actions have to be punished. Doesn't matter if you're remorseful. Your victims deserve that much.
Which victim did you know?
I'm not going to tell you that.
But clearly you know someone that she affected.
Well, she
This seems
obviously
very
affected
personal.
me, did she not?
She affected some part of your life. Otherwise, you would not sound so
She
personal
affected
about
all
it.
of it.
And why not speak to her?
What would that accomplish?
Maybe you'd get a reason.
Oh, I know the reason. But it's
Do you?
stupid nonetheless. Regulation of magic. Please. It's more so just an excuse to crush down those with differing opinions, control power. Even if they use the guise of protecting those who don't know any better, it's all just a ruse, an excuse for those in power to stay in power. It's just a promise of violence and abuse. That is what I'm working to undo. And I'll start with its greatest perpetrator.
Is Mavinda really that high on the list?
She's the highest. Saves the dragons themselves.
You know that for a fact?
Yes, I saw it with my own eyes. I do know it for a fact. She may be following orders, but the general, the commander, still has some say. Unlike a little foot soldier, she could have pushed back. But she didn't. Instead, she did it with her own 2 hands. Got herself... got her hands dirty on her little inquisition. Relishing in the slaughter.
Oh, please, who doesn't relish in a bit of slaughter? Why do you think you want to kill her? It's excellent to deal with people who get in your way.
I'm not saying that I'm any better than her. But I do think the cause I've aligned myself with is more just. Not necessarily just, but more so.
What everyone thinks about their own cause.
You're not wrong there. I can't argue with that. And again, I don't claim to be a perfect person. I'm obviously quite flawed and quite broken. But I'd like to break a few more things before I go out as well. I don't think you understand. I'm determined to die for this. And I'm expecting to.
Understand that part. Very well. What makes you think Mavinda would have been willing to go against 5 dragons?
The fact that the dragons haven't been seen for a myriad. The fact that there's very little
You've
proof that they
seen
even
2.
exist. 2 now? I know you've seen 1, but 2?
Just because you haven't seen them.
Oh, I believe they exist. Some of the Auric don't, and I think they're just idiots, but to be fair, that agent is actually just an idiot, but...
I'll tell you about one of them if you tell me anything you know about Turgrid.
You can see that seems to have piqued their interest, actually.
We got him.
Fine then. You
Is
first.
Turgrid still spending time with the Auric?
No, I said you first.
Oh, what do you want? You want to know about the dragon?
Yes. Where did you meet them? And which dragon was it?
I mean, I'm only going to tell you about one because that was the agreement. So now I just have to figure out which one you already know about.
Keep in mind, one of them you cannot talk about. No,
I know.
you can, but you can't talk about where you met them.
Yeah.
You also know it's like there is a third one around. Not much information, but there was a third.
Does
Kinda.
Evie say that?
Kind of nudging
Yeah.
to syntax. Yeah.
The orc agent snaps to you.
What?
Yeah,
Go.
there was one that kind of helped some of us in the wastes when we were trapped and got rid of all the zombies that were coming after us.
Oh, well, that sounds like Velomachus Lorehold.
How do you spell that name?
Velomachus, Velomachus, I think. That was all phonetic, so I'm not looking it up right now, but I think that's how you spell it. Velomachus, Velomachus Lorehold.
There you go. There's one dragon right there. They're out there in the waste somewhere.
Okay, you know that was not the dragon you were going to tell me about. That's not any new information. Velomachus Lorehold loves the wastes and loves looking over their little minions.
No, what I have
out
to tell
there.
you is very, very important. So I want to make sure I'm actually getting something for my information.
You just get the feeling they're rolling their eyes so big underneath that helmet, but you also can't tell. But like body posture, you're like, that was an eye roll, wasn't it?
Fine, they're dragons. It's not like they can't take care of themselves. What do you know about the Witherbloom dragon?
Rumor has it they stay within Detention Bog to maintain the creatures that are trapped within. No one's seen them probably longest of all. Save Tenazir Quandrix.
We know who they are and how to contact them.
Who they are? That implies they're undercover somewhere.
They are.
Would they be undercover in the school?
Yes.
You see that, annoyingly, you've definitely piqued their interest, and they're trying to act like you haven't. But it's very clear. They are, like, leaning a little bit more in. Something bangs on the door, they just bang the door back to, like, shut it up.
45 more minutes.
Yeah, pretty much.
3 hours later.
Like, you get the feeling like they might go so far as casting, like, silence on whatever's on the other side of the door just so that, like, you guys can have a conversation. But, no.
Wait your turn.
They're like, excuse me, the adults are talking. But they turn back to you and speak.
Annoyingly, we know very little about what Turgrid is after, but we do know that she is a threat. We think she wants the same thing as we do, which is to reconnect with the Outer Planes. But if our leader is accurate in their assumption, they feel as though she may be attempting to ascend to true godhood. Something that can only be done once the boundaries are fully demolished. But something that also led to the calamity that brought us all into this mess.
That cannot happen, first off.
No shit. She's a piece of shit, to put it mildly. Obviously that can't happen. But the good news is that if we manage to bring down the barriers between worlds, then we can have actual gods helping us keep her in her place. Right now, she's far more powerful than many a thing on the material plane because there is no bigger fish.
So your plan is to break down these barriers and hope that something larger than her takes care of her immediately.
Okay, well that makes it sound very not thought through.
It's a terrible plan.
Well, yes,
it
that's a
doesn't sound
terrible
thoughtful.
plan. I obviously am not the plan maker for dealing with Turgrid. She's a non-issue right now.
Fine.
Our
I want to be
issue
kept
is...
in the loop.
Okay,
on that.
yeah, got it. Cool.
Great.
We'll
I have a
dial
person.
you up on our little Auric phone and contact you. Except I don't
Please
know what a
do.
phone is, so it'll be an Auric sending stone.
Please do send it through my sending stone. Here's my number.
My people will contact you.
Objectively, we
She
both know
haunts
that this
me
would not
every
work.
night. She haunts me every night.
That
She's.
sounds like a you problem.
It is a you problem. That's why I'm telling you about it.
Okay, to be
She's-
fair, I said that to be mean, but that does
This is
sound
a
pretty bad,
issue
actually.
that has ruined my life.
Yeah, that
she's-
sounds pretty bad. Don't you not
she's-
sleep?
No, I do now.
Yeah, okay.
It's not restful. She came and while we were at that party, she came and she told me
You went
that
to a
she's
par-
going to
You went to a party? Hold on.
Yes.
What party?
the one in the one with Astron's papa.
How did you go to a party with Astron's dad?
He was hosting it.
We host one every weekend.
Okay, well, we went to one of them, and Turgrid was there in disguise, and then she basically told me that she's going to kill me and that I need to get stronger because it's me or her. And I'm going to make sure it's her.
That's actually really good news. Sounds like we don't have to worry about her anymore. If she thinks you can kill her, then that probably means
She
you
doesn't.
can
She
kill
said
her.
I need to... I'm
She's
not
only
telling you
saying
about this
that because
dragon
she's
now.
afraid of you.
I know she's afraid of you. It's weird. I don't understand. Well,
If she's afraid of you, that means you have some power over her. Potentially the
I haven't-
ability to stop her. This is just a win-win.
I'm not telling you about this dragon now. You have not been helpful.
That's not true at all. You have to tell me about the dragon now because I told you about what she wants. So don't be rude.
Fine. There is somebody in Witherbloom campus who is secretly...
Okay, not helpful. Narrow it down.
That's
already
more
said
than you
that.
knew.
Okay.
That's much more than you knew
That
before
is
this.
also true, but I don't appreciate that. Come on, I gave you good juicy gossip.
Sounds like a you problem.
Okay, that's actually really funny. But I'm mad that that
Fine.
was as
Is anyone
enjoyable as
going
it
to
was.
immediately... I'm going to tell our new acquaintance who Witherbloom is, unless any of you can say, absolutely don't do that. So Evie, come on. You got much more level of a head than I do. I don't think far enough long term, so...
Syntax frantically
I mean,
wanting someone to tell him no.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of probably not. I don't think they wanted that, so probably shouldn't just say who that is.
I honestly think that they'd be fine with it.
Are you sure?
I just unfavorited the frickin' voice modulator, so now I have to scroll through the whole list and find it with a misclick. Hold on, I'm gonna respond. I just have to find it
Even
again.
Orc Agents is speechless. Like,
I know, shut up. I'm trying to
Fine.
find it. I don't even remember what it's called.
After we deal with this, and then the two of us go and take care of that column of magic you want to disrupt, then I'll tell you.
Okay, that is such a dick deal. I would like to point out that it's not a good deal.
Okay.
But I mean, it's not like I can really.
No.
Evelina,
uh-huh.
who is Witherbloom posing as?
Don't even think about it, Evie.
Evie, did you think about it?
No!
I would like to think not.
I
Like,
need
here-
you to roll
I
a
would-
wisdom saving throw. This is going to be you think, like, if you succeed this, you didn't think about who they are posing as.
I feel like
Okay.
once he started to ask the question, she would know to start not thinking about that. But okay.
Well, but also
Yeah,
keep in mind, he
but
only
maybe for a
blatantly
second
said
you
he only
think-
blatantly said that he reads minds to Syntax, and Syntax has not told anyone.
Has not told anyone.
Okay. You said it was a wisdom
Oh,
saving.
Wisdom
That's why I
save.
said don't think about it.
Okay, here we go. Soft 20.
Oh shit! Damn it. They'll just kind of pout a little bit. I mean, they're
See-
not pouting because you can't see anything, but you can see them just kind of be like fold their arms and look at Syntax.
See, no one else knows but me. I
The-
blatantly lie.
Well, the most annoying part is that first off, they can't read your mind to tell that you're lying.
yeah, I know. That's why
Um,
I'm playing this card.
And the only other person who was blatantly there was Nim, right? And Astrid.
No,
okay.
Astrid.
It's just me and Syntax.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll a die to see if they're in tune enough with other people to start prodding others. They're not. I guess they really. I guess they really see Evie as the smartest of the group. So if Evie doesn't know, then no one else does.
Fantastic.
What's wrong? I already told you I would tell you, just not right this moment.
Fine.
There we go.
Now
I'll
I'm just
tell you
thinking
right now
about
if you tell me if you're a student or a professor. That's it.
what makes you think I'm affiliated with the school in the least. Nah, obviously I am.
Because you have... Yeah, I know you are.
I'll tell you, but you have to tell first.
Fine.
Fucking sleepover.
I know it is.
Just gonna look over at I know. Just gonna look over at Evie and give a nod.
Okay, if this is what you want to do, can't stop
Okay.
you.
I mean, I'm surprised you haven't looked into this yet, but it's Tavash.
Roll a deception for me.
Fuck.
Obviously, you can't read
Ron,
your
you got
mind, but
this.
you're still gonna have to lie because
I
again,
know. Oh,
keep in
it's so
mind,
bad. I'm using my
Evie-
inspiration.
knows who it is. So the moment you lie, there's gonna be this
Oh,
little
no.
flare of wait, that's not right.
Yeah.
So I also need Evie to roll a wisdom save.
Oh.
19.
You know what? I'm sorry. I've been having you do wisdom. It should be intelligence, right? Because it's your
Okay.
thoughts.
Okay.
So yeah. So
I think
just
it should be
do
intelligence.
do intelligence. I'm sorry.
Intelligence save or just
And
intelligence?
Save.
Okay.
It makes more
I
sense for
just
it to be
fucked over Tavash so hard.
Right?
18. Okay.
And I rolled a 19. Woo.
Oh shit.
Oh my gosh.
Damn. This tennis match is immaculate.
Actually,
Oh.
No.
Oh no.
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry.
No, 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 no.
Takes off mask is Tavash.
That's not possible.
Why is that not possible?
It's hard to explain.
Try.
To be
They
completely
told us that they
honest,
were-
I can't easily explain it. But that's partly because it has to do with memory magic.
Aren't you an
Thought you were a
expert in
mind
that?
I am a mind mage, but that doesn't mean I can't be affected by mind magic. Just tends to mean that I can recognize I have been affected by it. And when it comes to Tavash, that man is seeping in it.
Well, he told us he was. He told us in...
I will say you did roll high enough that he does believe that you believe this.
Yeah, I'm gonna play that off now.
Yeah, so that I will say you rolled high enough that they seem to believe that you believe this.
Tavash has had negative encounters with the school in the past. Stuff that
Because
has more or less disqualified him from being a potential elder dragon, is the easiest way to put it. A lot of it having to do with dealings with, allegedly, Daemogoths, though there are mysteriously no records of him ever dealing with one.
You don't think a dragon would make a deal with the Daemogoth?
I don't think a dragon needs to. At least one of the elder dragons. A lesser normal, chromatic, or metallic, maybe, but not one of the elder dragons.
Well, now I have to understand why he would lie to me about...
Perhaps he does not know. Perhaps he really thinks he is this dragon, though that seems strange.
Are you going to tell us if you're a professor or a student now?
If I were a professor, wouldn't you think I'd have the tools at hand to dispose of Mavenda already? Unfortunately, I am a student. But that doesn't mean I'm not skilled enough to be a professor.
I think we'll leave the guessing at that. Let's not get too close.
No, you were pretty certain about what?
No, I knew you were a student, but I wanted to be certain.
Mm-hmm.
You have a certain immaturity and vainness that students have.
I do want to argue that, but I can see it.
I mean, we compared you to Rubina, and it was such a... I don't think a professor would have...
Yeah, that's fair. No professor knows just how much of a piece of shit that little girl is.
We're trying to deal with that. I'm getting real close.
Someone wanted to try to recruit her.
Ugh, Wyatt, no.
I obviously shut it down. She seems so pro-school. Are you kidding me? She's all about using the system to her advantage. Again, I've mentioned that I have coworkers who are idiots, remember? Same one, recommended Rubina for that. Again, idiot.
Interesting. How's Aurora?
I think she's better than she's ever been.
Is she still at the school? We haven't seen her.
She's a first year, of course she's still at the school. If you're wondering if she'll remember anything ever, unfortunately, I made very good work.
She told... Yes, I think Kaerthana was there when that happened.
Yes. Kudos to her quick thinking to turn to Kaerthana. Otherwise, none of you would have gone underneath Silverquill. Truly, it was sloppy on my part, but I was told to rush.
She told us that she thought that the professors at the school would kill her if they found out she was an Auric agent. Do you think that's actually true?
Had she remembered, yes. By wiping her memory, I kept her alive. It sounds cruel, but it's the nicest thing I could have done for her.
Does it still guarantee that the other Auric agents won't go after her?
No. But they also understand the potency of my magic. Her memories are gone. I've been with them long enough that, yes, it is a guarantee. There are two kinds of memory magics I should emphasize. One is a permanent memory removal. So long as the memory flows out and is not collected within, say, 15 minutes of it leaving the mind, it will be lost forever. The second is compartmentalization, using things such as memetics. Those typically can be recovered. Then, of course, there's superficial mind magics that are simply an enchantment of the mind, but any form of magical dispersal will get rid of those, so I tend to avoid them completely. Amateur work, after all. So, of my two magics, a memetic or complete removal, guess which one I used on her? I'll give you a hint. It's the one that doesn't have a drawback.
Rise, I think it's only fair you give our orc friend here maybe your own opinion on this, seeing as how you were so close to Aurora.
But I'm sorry, I missed some of that. What did you say?
Oh, I mean, this auric agent is the reason why Aurora's mind is blank.
Hmm.
I didn't know if you had anything you wanted to say to them. This may be your only opportunity.
What is that?
There's a weird noise going on in my house, so I'm going to call it here because I need to figure out what that is.
Okay.
Have a great. I'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
I'm sorry,
Be
guys.
safe. Oh god, it's getting higher.
Oh my gosh!